Hey, how you doing? This one is going to be really simple. This video is all about boxed wines. We had somebody online ask us if there are really good boxed wines out there. So the challenge is real simple. We're going to do a blind tasting. We have people come over, we're going to line them up, and we're going to taste them and write notes. And at the end of the night, we're going to take a vote.
Boxed wines used to get a bad rap, but there actually are some decent ones out there. Let's find out what makes them good and bad. The terms of this test were not very technical, to be honest. All I did was ask everybody to give first impressions of each wine that they tasted, and at the end, tell me which one they liked the best and the least. We ended up with a total of 8 red, rosé, and white wine submissions, and it didn't take very long after that for the impressions to start rolling in.
Well, I think the legs not much, but it's not terrible. It doesn't have the aftertaste of like. This is very sick.
It's still really light, like kind of watery, but it's not bad.
Enjoyable.
Or
a little bland.
Yes. My favorites were 4 and 2. My least favorite was number 7. I think 7 was the first shade of box.
Yes, that was the one that tasted like prunes.
It tasted like prunes and a hint of urinal cake.
Nice.
So we're getting some very mixed feelings about these wines here. I think it's time to vote. We only had a total of 13 people vote, but that was enough to reach a final decision.
So it looks like our winner tonight is unequivocally number 4.
Wow!
3 wines ended up in tie for the second place. A red Bordeaux in a fancy wooden box from Chateau Lorenz, Almondin Vineyards Merlot, and a black box Shiraz. Third place was tied between a rosé from Provence and a last-minute entry, a Riesling from Washington.
This is the second worst. And hands down, the worst. Worst wine of the night. The bowl there. Well, one of the interesting things about this tasting, though, that I want to point out is that drinkability doesn't necessarily correlate to likability, because this box is pretty empty, so it means that people were drinking it and they were enjoying it, but they didn't necessarily vote for it.
All in all, not a bad night. We gave ourselves and the wine a round of applause.
Well, here we are, morning after, had some time and distance to think about these things a little bit. And it's important to note that while there was a ranking of the wines, there were also comments about what people thought about some of the flavors and the tastes. For example, there was a late contender, wine number 8, which was a Riesling from Washington. Somebody thought that was citrus, peachy, honey, sweet, and refreshing. So a lot of people actually liked that, and we didn't really get a chance to give that a fair shake. But some of the comments about the winners and losers were pretty funny. Wine number 1, must have been left in the sun too long. Number 6, swamp ash cheese notes, baseball glove laces. Got some connoisseurs in the crowd. Wine number 7, please don't make me drink that ever again. Wine number 3, yuck, bad breath. Sweet, no aftertaste, light, would use for seafood. That's a nice comment. Wine number 2, this has no taste but is okay with Stilton Blue. So it's another thing you have to consider, is that some of these work better with food. Wine number 1, dirty socks. And lastly, the classic, wine number 7, horrible, smells like toxic plastic, synthetic smell, horrible taste, undrinkable. So there you have it. A lot of varying opinions, but also a very interesting experiment to see if there are good boxed wines out there. So I hope you learned a little something from this, and thank you again to Christy for suggesting the topic. Hope you had a great time. We did.